If you're a software engineer or just someone that enjoys coding, how would you write code if you couldn't use your hands anymore? No keyboard, no mouse, and not even a trackpad. Over a year ago, I had to answer this question for myself. You might think that after 10 years of writing code professionally using the old clicky clackies, that using your voice might be a bit of a bummer. But actually, it's been bloody awesome. I use a program called Talon, which gives you complete control over your computer using your voice. And I can code faster now than I ever could using my keyboard. And I know that's a bold claim, so I'm going to prove it to you without even lifting a finger. All right, we're going to do 4 things. No, 5. So we're going to swap these lines, clean up a branch, add an export. We've got a if statement that we're going to clean up, and we're going to finish off a union that we started writing down the bottom there. So let's I'm just going to go through that all in one go. Let's try it. Swap line hop with winter. Truck branch blue fine. Place word export before green trap. Oh, that's single line that. Bring line winter to its curly. Comment next line. Free blue semi. Free blue semi. Bring every string inside box green yoke. Take every string past pink eccles. Plug. Piper. Disk. There we go. That was pretty quick. All right, wicked. So I'm going to explain Talon from the way I like to understand things, which is from the bottom up. So start with the first question. How does Talon map phrases to commands? Well, my mental model of it, the way I like to think of it, is that it's mapping phonemes to graphemes. So phonemes are the sounds that we say, and graphemes are letters, basically, to explain badly, probably. I don't know. So effectively, it's matching sounds to letters rather than words, is the way I think of it, at least. But this gives us a really powerful ability with Talon. It allows us to make up words. You can make up any sort of word and use it in a command, and it could recognize that. You could make up a command like blurp, and that would work. You define a grammar of commands, so you write all of your own commands, and Talon then matches what you say against those commands. So, okay, how do you define all the commands? You write them in a thing called a Talon file. I'll show you what that looks like. Let's cut to a screen share. Okay, cool. So this is a Talon file. Here we've got a header. This bit before the dash is the header, and it defines the context in which the Talon file will be active. When the context matches this, then all of the commands inside this file will be in scope, and they'll be available to be executed. In this file here, you can see we're matching the app VS Code. So when we're in VS Code, these are the commands that are active, which is where we are right now. Then we've got a bunch of tags here. Tags are another sort of context. This is basically saying these tags are active, which means that all of the commands that are defined in find and replaced, all of those commands are now active. Basically a way of being able to reuse commands that are shared amongst applications. And so further down here, you can see we've got some commands that have been defined here. So we've got like window reload. This is a exact command, so it has to match that exactly. Window reload, open bay doors, that sort of thing. All of that has to be sort of an exact match. But here we've got a command that has a capture in it. So in this case, anything that matches text, it will parse a phrase and try and turn it into text. Actually, I don't know that I've ever executed that command. Let's find out what that does. Pop view bay doors. Oh, look at that. There we go. So I did pop view and bay doors. And you can see what I was saying before about it matches graphemes, not dictionary words. It got the word doors. DORS. So that's the phrase part of the command. So before the colon here, I always got to call it a stack now because that's the word I use to insert a colon. Then we've got the actual script of the command. There's not a lot that you can do in a Talon file, but you can call functions that have been defined in Python. Every function call in here is defined somewhere in Python, or it's part of the API built into Talon. So basically, that's all of the tools that you've got to mix everything together. We've got a lot of different captures and words. So let's take a look at Python. You can see where these sorts of commands are implemented. Actually, tab tug. Let's look at this one. Pop def. There we go. So this is how we execute it. And it's just Python, just all the way down. Pop def. Talon also gives us access to the operating system's accessibility APIs, which gives us a lot more power, reading the clipboard, moving things around on the screen, opening and closing windows, etc., etc., inputting text, monitoring keystrokes, etc. A lot that it can do there. Oh, that's right. Also, it's got even more input types than just speech as well. So it also supports eye tracking. So you can control the mouse with eye tracking, which is what I'm doing here, and head tracking. So it's so good that I'll be using it to edit this video. You won't know how much editing went into this video because it'll all be done, and all the bits where I just messed up will be gone. It also does facial expressions, which I don't use because I do a lot of facial expressions, in case you haven't noticed. And I don't think I have the self-control to use facial expressions to control my computer. But you can do that with Talon, and I see a lot of people do it. You can also integrate with a library package called Parrot to do all sorts of pops and clicks, which is something I do. So if I turn Talon back on, so left clicking and right clicking. Now, if you thought, wow, that's a plethora of interaction modalities with which to control one's personal computational device, surely that is the extent of the expansive input optionality Talon makes available to me. You'd be wrong. There's more. So Talon also integrates with game controllers and Stream Decks. I actually use the Xbox Adaptive Controller to turn Talon on and off and change a few different modes. It also means that you could theoretically connect a muscle twitch sensor to your Xbox Adaptive Controller, which is connected to Talon, and then stick that sensor on your butt and control your computer with your butt. No, we're not on board with butt control. Okay. If you've ever wondered what it's like to control your computer without lifting a finger, shake those tail feathers over to talonvoice.com and give it a try. If you want more videos about Talon, be sure to like and subscribe. This is the first in a hopefully the first in a series of videos about Talon, its ecosystem, different capabilities. Let me know what you're interested in, what questions you've got, what you're curious about. Maybe I'll draw it into the next video. I don't know. We'll see. Let's find out. And if you enjoyed the demo and would like to see more of me voice coding, check out my Twitch, or follow me on Twitch even, where I voice code the projects that I'm working on, generally twice a week, sometimes more. All right, go flip some of the universe's higher order bits, and I'll catch you in the next video.